Hello, welcome to Algebra Wonder videos. In this video, we'll learn about one-step equations. What is one-step equations? So one-step equations is an algebraic equation require one operation or one step to solve. So here is some example of this. So b plus 4 equals 15, b minus 2 equals 16, 2b equals 24, b divided by 2 equals 5. What does solving mean? Means I need to know what is the value of this variable that will make this equation true. Okay, what b should be so this equation can be true statement, and so on for all of them. So what is the value of b? So now let's see how can we solve those. So I'm going to imagine this is here the mobile, okay, which is balanced. So I have a bag of pencil and 4 more pencil match with 15 pencils here, color pencils. So they're balanced together, means the bag of pencil and 4 pencils, color pencils, will match with 15 color pencils. How many color pencils in this bag? That's it. This is a solution. I need to know how many pencil in this bag. What is the value for this b? Like how many pencil in here? Okay. So first of all, here's the equation for that. So I have a bag of pencil, and the 4 more pencil will be equal to 15 pencil. And this is an equation because it's 2 equal statements here. And it's expression equal to another expression. So again, solving here, usually teachers say isolate the variable. What does isolate the variable means? I need to know what this b is. What does it mean? Look at this story. I need to know how many color pencils in the bag. Because this is a variable, I didn't know how many inside there. You know? So I need to know how many color pencils in the bag. That's it. So I want to know what this b is. Means how many color pencils in the bag. So to solve that, you shouldn't do this by their brain. You say, okay, I'm going to take 4 color pencils from here, 4 color pencils from here, and then they will figure out right away that in the bag is 11 pencils. I shouldn't do this by their brain. But then they didn't connect how they do this with a math pattern, and how they do that with the math expressions and math abstract. So here we go. So my main goal is to figure out how many color pencils in the bag, which is this b. So what I need to do, I want to isolate that b. So b equal what? So I have plus 4 here. So we learn a property that's going to help us solve for that. So how to do that? How to isolate the b? So we learn a property, say inverse property of addition. What is inverse property of addition? When you add a number and its opposite, it gives you 0. So when you have a number and its opposite, they eliminate each other. So I'm going to use that property. So here we go. So I want to eliminate this 4, so I'm going to add its opposite. Because the inverse property of addition, when you add a number and its opposite, it gives you 0. So I'm going to eliminate this 4. But we have to be careful. To keep this balance of the equation, if you're going to subtract 4 from the left side, this is a side here. If I'm going to subtract 4 from here, I have also to subtract what? 4 pencil. Take away 4 pencil from here. So to keep this balance, you know, this is why you say if you do something to the left side, you have to do it to the right side to keep the balance of the equation. And here, right away, I figure out how many in the bag. That's it. 15 minus 4, which is 11. This is exactly what you did. So what property we used here? Inverse property of addition. Why did that? Because I need to know how many pencils in the bag by itself. So I want to eliminate the plus 4. So I know that if I add the opposite, which is negative 4, they will give you 0, will eliminate the 4. And then I'd be able to isolate the variable and get in the bag is 11 pencils. Now you're going to check 11 pencils plus 4 pencils. It give me 15 pencils. I'm correct. Okay, let's see another story with subtraction. So here we go. I have a bag of pencil. I'm going to take away, if you take away 2 pencils from the bag, it will balance with 16 pencils. Okay, so here we go. I have a bag of pencils, bag of color pencils. I don't know how many inside. I want to know that. And if you take away 2 of them, it's going to balance with 16. So how many color pencils in the bag? So again, my students do this in their brain. Right away they say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 pencils here to the bag. and add 2 pencils here, and they will figure out that in the bag 18. So how they did that? Again, we use the inverse property of addition. Why? How can we do that? So subtracting a number is just adding a negative number. So the box of pencil, I'm taking away 2 means I'm adding a negative 2. So again, I'm going to use the inverse property of addition. Why? Because when you add a number and it's the opposite, they eliminate, they give you 0, you know. So negative 2 and 2 going to eliminate. But again, remember, if you add 2 to the left side of the equation, you have to add 2 to the right side of the equation to keep the balance. Or this balance will not going to work, you know. And now we're going to figure out that there is 18 pencils in the bag, which what exactly did. So we do this by logic. You know, you did this by logic. But this is actually where you are actually using the inverse property of addition in your brain. Okay, let's try another one. So in this story, we have 2 bags of colored pencils, balanced with 24 colored pencils. How many in each bag? Okay. So my student gonna say, okay, 2 bags has 24. So in 1 bag, we should have half of it, which is 12. You know, they do that by logic. So again, let us see what we did actually in mathematics. We're going to use a property here that we learned before. So I have 2 bags of pencil, balanced with 24 colored pencils. How many in each bag? So again, in this scenario, I want to isolate the variable. I need to know how many in the box. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do something called inverse property of multiplication. What is that? So if you multiply a number by its reciprocal, it gives you 1. And this is what I want. I want to know 1 bag, how many colored pencils in 1 bag, not 2 bags. So the reciprocal of the 2 is 1/2. So 2 times 1/2, it gives you 1. Okay. So, and then we do the same thing in the other side to keep the balance. If you're going to take half of that, which is just 1 bag, you have to get half of that, which is half of the 24. And again, right away, you figure out it's 12 pencils. Half of 24 is 12 pencils. And again, you can substitute back. 2 times 12 is 24. I'm right. You know what I mean? So you do this by logic, but we need to understand which property we use in mathematics. Because when we get to the abstract, you can get really confused. But if you are able to connect this, you're not going to get confused when you get to the abstract and solve a multi-step. And now we don't have to draw pictures, you know. So let's see what we're doing. Okay, one more. So now I have a half bag only of pencils. So the half bag balanced with 5 pencils. So in the half bag, there are 5 pencils. How many in the whole bag? So again, my student right away say, oh, I'm going to add the other half. So I'm going to add another 5 pencils. You know, this is what they do. And then, in the bag, there is 10 pencils. Okay, so let's see how can you use that and use the property of mathematics that we've been learning. So again, I have half bag. So bag divided by 2, half bag. Okay, balance with 5 pencils. Have 5 pencils. So I'm going to use the inverse property of multiplication again. So here we go. Bag divided by 2 is just a half bag. You can write it like that. Okay, and again, if you multiply a number by its reciprocal, it gives you 1. So what is the reciprocal of 1/2? It's 2. 2 over 1, 2 wholes. So I'm going to multiply 1/2 times 2. It will give me 1, which is exactly what I want. I want 1 bag. You know, but if you multiply here by 2, you have to multiply here in the other side by 2 to keep the balance. And we did this already in our brain, but you just need to understand it. So in the bag, we have 10 pencils. Okay. So now let us see. It's time for Algebra Wonder. Hajar bid $23.40 for 6 chicken sandwiches from a fast food restaurant for her and her 5 friends. Write an equation and solve it to figure out how much each person will give Hajar. Now it is if they divide this equally between them. Now it is your turn. So after you solve this question, I want you to write 4 different equations from real life scenarios around you. Keep thinking of them and solve them. Okay? So go ahead and think about it, solve it, discuss it with your classmates, your family, and enjoy the math.